Let's make some masala chai.
We'll start out with 2 cups of water.
Then we're going to pour in the water.
You want to do it on this side?
Next, we'll need 1 cup of milk.
And you'll need a cup of milk.
Then, pour it into your water. You'll need 2 cardamom pods. Oh, that's 3. Okay, let's take these 2 little best. 2 cardamom pods. You need 1 stick of cinnamon. Add it to your mortar and pestle. Now we're going to add fennel seeds. I don't know what the fennel seed, what does it look like? Here's the fennel seeds. Okay, so they're high up. So now you'll get your fennel seeds. Just take a handful, not too much. Ow. Okay, so now you mush. Thank you. Okay, so then I'm going to mush it up. I will be back. Once your spices are all mixed up, you'll add a few scoops of tea leaves. I like to use at least 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And a little bit more for good measure. Now, you'll add that to your milk. But first, you need to turn on the heat.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, give it a little mix. So everything's mixed up nicely. Then, add your tea leaves and spices.
Good.
Now, get a spoon.
Take a big spoon from the third drawer.
Okay. So we'll get our spoon. Use this one. Oh, not that one. This one. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. So now we're going to mix this up and let it steep. So stir it just a little bit just to keep it from boiling over. Although it will boil over anyway because I have just that kind of luck where everything goes wrong if it can. So once you start to see the color coming out, you'll just leave the spoon. Take the spoon out and you'll let it steep. Can we leave the spoon in?
Mm-hmm.
Leave the spoon in?
Yes.
Okay, so leave the spoon in and we'll just let it steep. Once you see it start to boil over, we're going to move it off the heat. Then we'll stir it, let it simmer. You can really see the color starting to come out of the tea leaves now. Next, we'll add some sugar. Add a couple scoops of sugar into the tea. Very simple. And now we will stir it. It's almost ready. We just want a little more color to come out of the tea leaves. And we'll know it's completely ready, like I said earlier, once a thin film settles on the top of the milk. So by this point, it should have become a golden brown color and you should be able to see and smell steam coming off. You can really smell that there. So this is almost ready. We just need to wait for the film to settle on top of the milk. Okay, so once it's been simmering for a few minutes, you can turn the heat back on and let it cook. Just make sure to move it off the heat if it starts bubbling over. In the meantime, let's eat a lychee. Lychees are some of my favorite fruits to eat, especially during summertime when they taste the best because they're fresh, not in can syrup. So juicy. Great, let's get back. So we did have a little accident. It did boil over a little bit. But the good news is it is almost to the color I'd like it to be at. So that's good. I'm just going to add a little flavor enhancer. Okay, so we added a little bit of the flavor enhancer. So this will help it steep and become that really rich, dark color, almost as dark as coffee. So, it is steeping very nicely. Almost ready here. Wow, this actually looks really good. Right, so just leave it to simmer now, and then come back in a minute. Okay, as you saw, a little bit did spill again. But now, we've really got some steam coming off. Very aromatic. It's a little bit burned smelling, but we're almost at the color, and the film is starting to form over our milk. So, it's almost ready, guys. Okay, we're now on the standby for a few minutes just to make sure that nothing else spills over and burns the way this all did. So we're just gonna leave it. It's simmering. Almost ready now. Another lychee. If you haven't tried lychees yet, you really, really must. They're so good and juicy. Okay, almost ready. Okay, so that little jelly-like layer is starting to form. I'm just going to leave it. And in a few minutes, it should be ready. So we can see now noticeably that the layer of film and cream has formed on top of the milk. So as soon as it's completely formed, we can stir it into the rest of the tea, and we'll have this creamy, rich chai. It's perfect for serving for guests. It's gonna be really nice. Bear with me, this is taking a long time. Okay, so our layer of cream has formed. We can now skim it off.
Okay.
So we're going to skim this off.
Good job.
We'll skim out most of the tea leaves too, leaving us with our plain
Very good
chai. So, the remainder of the tea leaves, I will sieve them out later. For now, if you're wondering why I added more flavor enhancer, it's because a lot of the milk burned off, and so we are going to be replenishing that, and we don't want to dilute it too much, so I'm adding a bit of flavor enhancer. So it's not too diluted when I add more water and milk. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add the milk and water now. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the microwave so it's nice and warm when it goes into the chai. So, I'm gonna start it. No.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
No, we just need like 30 seconds.
No, it will not warm up. That's fine.
That's great, okay. Start, okay. No. Okay, so we're gonna add just a little bit of this.
Then you have to let it boil again.
Yes, I know. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna add all of this.
Okay, no more.
Okay, there we go. That's great.
Slowly.
Keeping a close eye on this now. Why are you here? You don't want to get tea spilled on you. Move. All right, so I'm gonna give this just a few more seconds, and then I do believe that we are going to be ready to serve this. Power is off. It is going to just simmer for a few minutes, just until our guests arrive, and then it should be ready to serve by that point. Wow, look at how these tea leaves have opened up so much. To be honest, you could probably use this for a potpourri or something, let's say dry out. Or you could reuse them for another round of chai. Smells very good, very warm. It's a great drink for the fall, especially when you're around a fire. Fortunately, our house doesn't have a fireplace, which is too bad, but oh well. Okay, we are serving it now, so we're gonna pour it into the Pyrex. Just a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. And then anything else, we'll pour that later after we served. Okay, so we have poured it. There is a little bit left in the pan, so I'm actually going to get a second pan. We'll pour the rest out later. We're gonna leave this in the pan for now. But yeah, we've got what we need here. And actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more sugar. I'm gonna taste it now, and then we'll see. We'll do a taste test, and we'll see if it needs any more sugar. So, that's not gonna work. Oh yeah, get over germophobia. It's not gonna kill you. Okay. Definitely it needs more sugar. 100% needs a lot more sugar. I don't know. Definitely it needs more sugar. Right now it tastes really too bitter. Nobody's gonna like that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let it steep too long. I think that's why. Let's see if this is good now. Cheers. It's a little bit better. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Add just a tiny bit more. I think I'm gonna add another spoon. Okay. That really ought to be good by now. Okay. Perfect. Just a little good measure. All right, it is ready. Just gonna let it cool down, and then we'll serve it.